guys,
we can always count on him for being honest.
Before we get off the rails, we have a guest, right, Shane?
Oh, look at this. We have an antenna.
In honor of Pi Day.
An antenna. So some of you guys might be familiar with our guest tonight. Our guest tonight is none other than KM4ACK Jason.
Great guy.
And someone needs to hit the button. I guess I'll do it. We'll add Jason to the stream and put you up there in the middle. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
Good. How are you guys this evening?
Well, we can't complain.
Good deal. Appreciate you having me on.
If we did, nobody would listen anyway. So there's 62
know that feeling
right now.
We had nothing. We had nothing going on, so you saved us. So thank you.
Right. Now we have 75 minutes of content to fill with just Jason here. So we're gonna go drop down, and Jason, the show's yours.
You prepared your presentation, right, Jason? All right, we'll see you later.
Thanks for the heads up.
Four and 7 years ago.
I mean, I told you it was off the. We were scriptlets, so here you go. Just kidding. But Jason, glad you could join us tonight, and it was a pleasure meeting you at Huntsville. For those that went to Huntsville last year.
Yeah, Huntsville was a blast. Orlando was also a little bit of fun.
Yes, we had a lot of fun at Orlando.
I sense my spidey senses tell me there's a story there.
Yeah, rockin' Florida. Come on. What's said in the clubhouse stays in the clubhouse. We're not going to share anything, so you can tell us.
No, it won't go out over YouTube or anything.
It won't go out yet.
There's
a special filter. There's a special filter.
Yeah.
So, there were a bunch of us that went to a brewery one night. And
is that the one where KM4ACK sang? And
yep.
Okay.
Took over the guy's set, and we were all recording him like a bunch of fanboys. It was hilarious.
Oh my god!
Did anyone film that? Because I've seen the post of people doing it, but was there someone capturing the moment?
Well, so at the end of my video, I actually panned over and caught everybody else filming. So yes, and I did get his permission to post it. It does have a copyright strike. I don't care. I'm leaving it there. I mean, you're not monetized anyway, so you're good. So and hopefully by the time you are monetized, the video's like so far down because you've uploaded so much content that it gets at least less views anyway. So right.
I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Yeah. Well.
So guys, Jason, just like Kaden already has fanboys for his music playing, I'd have to say, so I don't know much about your product or your antenna. I hear about it a lot. If after the standard antenna manufacturers and stuff like that, you have your standard big boys. I hear it for KM4ACK very often, and with a lot of great impressions or reviews about it. But I know nothing about you, how you started, where it comes from. So the other guys, I think they're a little bit more versed in it. But listen, man, I'm new at this. Tell me what I need to know about you and your antennas.
Well, the antenna came as kind of a collaboration with patrons that got together and designed that winder. There was one patron in particular that actually did the 3D drawing for me. But the whole point behind it was I was looking for an inexpensive antenna to put in front of somebody that just got into ham radio. And I wanted to keep it affordable. I wanted to make it a kit, but it had to be something fairly easy to build that if you just had some basic soldering skills, and I mean very basic soldering skills, you can get it put together. So that was kind of the whole point behind the antenna, was just to get a good multiband antenna into a newbie's hands for an inexpensive price. What I didn't expect was everybody else to jump on the bandwagon.
We all wanted one. And it was always sold out. It was right.
Easy to build in Fed halfway.
Right.
It's currently sold out.
Again. And that's good. That's great.
It stays sold out. Right. Literally every time. So I've got a notification list. If you go over to the website, KM4ACK.com, you find the actual product page. In the description, there's a list that you can get on to where you'll get notified each time stock hits the store. As long as you don't unsubscribe to that, you'll keep getting notified.
Excellent.
Because after about 12 hours, they are sold out.
Only 12 hours?
Yeah.
And guess what? Mike can build one. Mike's mom can build one. Anybody can build one. So there you go, right?
Yeah, and I've got a build video, no written instructions because I can't write my own name but I can talk a lot, so I decided to do a build video instead of written instructions.
And
most people do that anyway.
In case you're wondering, Jason has a build video. I think I have a build video. Shane, you have a build video. Joe's got a build video. So, like many of us on the screen already have build videos. So you could do it.
We build, we learn. There you go, Molson.
Yeah, I'm going to be building one soon. I already have one, but I'm going to build another one.
So I'll put the link in the chat for those to get on the subscription list, so that you will be notified if you're in any of our Discords, which is the links for those are also in the description. I usually will post whenever I get that email from Jason. I'll normally post in the ham-made items that this antenna is in stock. Run,
Yes.
so because it will be not in stock by the time you get there if you wait.
Well, guys, keep in mind, I'm doing all of this myself. So every little bag that you get with those antennas, I have personally hand assembled.
I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah,
if something is missing, you can yell at me because I'm the one that did it. I got no one else to blame here.
And are you printing all those winders, or are you getting those mass produced and sent over to you?
No, at one time I had another gentleman that was printing those for me. I'm now doing all of that in house. So those printers typically run 20 hours a day.
Holy cow.
Thank you, Roger.
Roger and Ron, thank you so much for the buy me a coffee or buy me a beer, man. We appreciate that.
So question for you. A lot of great reviews. So obviously you have it like you guys designed your winder, which I would assume is unique to your design, your that you guys produce. So there's the kit aspect of it that people enjoy. There's the winder. How about the performance? Like what are we seeing? Like what is the selling point of that antenna that makes it so? Because I'm genuinely curious as to what it is about the KM4ACK.
There is absolutely nothing outside of the winder unique about my antenna. It's a 49-to-1 in-fed half-wave antenna. That's it.
Okay.
The winder makes it unique, and the cost makes it unique.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Those are the two things.
Inexpensive one on the market now that comes with a winder and everything. Everything you need
you get the wire, you get everything you need in that kit.
Yeah.
So,
is there a way to upgrade it to 100 watts?
Yes. You have to buy your own toroid.
We can stack three of those toroids together.
Officially, it's 50 watt single sideband. I've heard from multiple guys that run it at 100 watts single sideband without any issue.
Jason, what do you reckon?
I thought it was 10 watts, 10 watts, but it goes all the way to 50.
50.
Yeah, 50 on SSB. If you're going to run digital, I wouldn't run over about 20, 25 watts.
I was just going to ask that. Thank you.
Yeah, and here's the thing about an in-fed half wave. The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to heat up the toroid to the point of saturation. When you do, the SWR is going to start to climb. You'll know you've overheated it at that point. So if you're going to run that kind of power, watch your SWR. If you just stop transmitting and give it time to cool off, it'll return to normal.
I did that.
Yes. Well, I have.
I thought I smoked the toroid, but it just really got hot.
This one's the actual kit, and then I haven't put more than 50 watts sideband through this. The first kit I got, I upgraded. I put a 240 on there and heavier magnet wire, and I used it for FT8 off. I ran 100 watts for an hour straight, and the winder is now.
No kidding, really.
It got that warm.
It's got a little
bend in it.
Little curvature to it.
Yeah.
I want to know how you got a 240 toroid mounted to the winder.
I was about to say, do you have that?
Well, I was going to ask.
It's funny you should ask, Bob.
And I was going to ask, is it curving to the right or curving to the left? But we're not going to go there.
So I just went on your
Always
website
to the left. Always to the left.
For the first. I went to your webpage for the first time. I clicked antennas, and the first thing I saw was $350. I was like, I don't know, that's not the cheapest one. Then I realized it's
there you go.
Look at that.
10-pack.
Look at that.
It.
That's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, the club pack is 10 kits for $350. It's a little bit of a discount on that if a club wants to get together with their members and do a club project as
Nice
as
option.
the
That's a good
antenna
idea
build.
for the clubhouse.
That's a nice option.
That's very cool.
The problem is we're
that's
not all in
really
the
neat.
same area, so
You
that
don't
would
have
be
to
shipping all 10 to one person, and then
Okay.
they would have to pay shipping to ship it out.
I get a discount with FedEx.
Dude, you even offer financing?
Just spitballing.
do you really offer financing on $39? That's impressive.
So Square runs my website, or my website is run on Square. It's something they offer. I don't have anything to do with that.
34%
props to them.
APR.
Yeah, props to them for making
That's
making
awesome.
it where anyone can buy this antenna for 4 equal
dude, I
pants
just put
of
my name on the
$19.95.
list.
That's right.
Yeah, for what is it?
I just put my name on the list.
For that and the price of a boat,
$9.75 a
right?
month.
There you go. I will.
Cool.
I want to see you build that antenna, Daniel. I do. If I can build this one, you can build the other one.
Thank you, Scout. As always.
You make it sound like I'm challenged in building things. Of
I
course not.
know.
Come on.
I just want to see you record a video, man.
No, he has
He's
a
not
channel.
challenged.
We build, we
He's
learn.
not challenged in building things. He's challenged in filming what he's building.
That's true.
Exactly.
Scout 75, thanks, man, for the 556. The toroid mounted winder is ingenious. As a backpacker, having things as compact as possible is a huge bonus. Less to carry, less to lose, less to get stuck in trees.
I was just about to ask: does this particular infed, does it have snagless line so that it doesn't end up in a tree? Or
And obviously, this end fed is exciting some dog I could hear who wants one too.
we always have to give Shane crap over that. He has an infed that's stuck in a tree that he's going to go retrieve when the weather thaws out or in his neck of the woods. So
Okay.
he was hamming it harder. Is what he was doing.
It happens. Stuff happens.
So you do the antenna, and you also do everything on God's green earth with a Raspberry Pi. Does it make coffee yet?
With a relay, possibly.
Sounds like yes. I was waiting for it. I heard a yes. I heard a yes coming.
Wait. Node Red on top of Build-A-Pi? Ooh, wait.
So for me, I have I think it's the one, the little tiny one that's in the MMDV, the transmitter for doing
The
DMR.
Zero.
That's zero.
Okay.
Right.
So for someone like me who is completely stupid when it comes to Raspberry Pi, what is the elevator pitch on what a Raspberry Pi is and what is it capable of doing other than being a hotspot for DMR?
Well, the zero I probably wouldn't try to use for a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about. I would step up to at least a Raspberry Pi 3, but if I was going to buy something today, I'd buy a Raspberry Pi 4 gig. That's if you can find them in stock due to the worldwide chip shortage. But you can run pretty much all of your digital modes on the Raspberry Pi. So all the digital modes you want to run with ham radio, JS8 call, FT8, the full FL Digi suite, WinLink,
Wow.
and as of this last week, they even have VARA running on the Raspberry Pi.
I
So I saw
just
that
watched
video.
I just watched it.
Yeah,
What is the VAR?
Yeah. But
Okay, so VARA is a modem typically used for WinLink messages.
Oh, cool.
So just another mode, if you will, for passing WinLink messages.
all hail the Pi.
All hail the Pi King. What about the 02W from FEP Labs? Thanks for the super chat, by the
Thank
way.
you, brother. Thank you, brother.
The 02 is pretty much, as far as processing power goes, on par with the Raspberry Pi 3. So you should be.
Wow.
It'll be slow, but you'll be okay with it.
And you've done, I think the last video, I was trying to watch some of your videos to catch up on the Raspberry Pi stuff, but you've done a digipeater with a Raspberry Pi?
An APRS digipeater.
Yeah.
I've got an APRS digipeater that runs full time here. I've also got a WinLink gateway that runs full time here. Both of those on 2 meters. So people local to me, Simplex local to me, would be able to connect to that WinLink gateway and pass traffic, or connect with the APRS digipeater as well.
That's awesome.
Very
And
cool.
Jason, do you want to say where local to you is?
Oh, I don't mind. Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Really? I used to live in Murfreesboro.
Get out of here.
Back in this is 2008, 2009.
Yeah, we're probably 25,
Yeah.
30 miles southeast of Nashville.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
It's a cool little town. And Smyrna was the little town out by where I was.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. They've got a huge air show that happens.
That's why I was there. I was flying.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
There we go.
That's a cool place.
All right, so we got Liberty Cave. I have a Pi Zero. We'll trade for a Flex or Mercury amp. Don't try to talk me down. I know what I have.
That is
FEP Labs
about the
Radio.
truth.
I have a Pi 4. We'll trade straight up for a FT101 MP and Mercury amp.
You guys are giving up your pies. Do you really know how good your pie? Oh my god!
I don't know, that Mercury amp that might be worth it.
You guys are raising the bar here.
Especially since I just got certification. So
if anybody is looking, rpilocator.com.
Okay. Good to know.
They're kind of posting what's available, what's in stock at various places.
Cool.
Right
We'll
now, I
post
think
that
before
link.
I think before we came on, there was only 3 places that had anything in stock, and none of them were in the U.S.
Wow.
Yeah. And Jason, a few years ago, well, holy crap, it's been 12 years ago now, Murfreesboro had a really bad tornado that rolled through.
The Good Friday tornadoes?
The Good Friday tornadoes, yep. I was in a little town of Manchester, just south of you, when that happened.
That is the event.
My grandmother had just passed away.
That is the event that eventually, 5 years later, got me into ham radio.
what a perfect segue.
Yeah, I was going to ask about.
I was just about to ask you what led you to amateur radio? How long have you been a ham? And kind of what, other than the Raspberry Pis and the antennas, what's your kind of favorite activity to do in ham radio?
So it was 2009. Those Good Friday tornadoes came through this area. I had a tornado literally pass within 8,000 yards of the house. Wow. Completely unprepared for anything like that. No electricity and no communications for probably 2 days.
Wow.
And I did not like feeling completely helpless. So beyond that, I started looking at ways to prepare in case I was ever faced with that again. And it was my brother-in-law, W4RPW, who introduced me to ham radio probably 2 or 3 years later. And then it still took me a couple more years of dragging my feet before I finally took my tech exam in 2014, I believe. 3 months later, upgraded to general, and roughly a year later, I upgraded to extra. Because of that, everything I've ever done in ham radio has really been focused around emergency communications. And that was kind of what led me to the Raspberry Pi, the low power consumption of a Raspberry Pi. From a 12-volt source, you're looking at somewhere around 400 milliamps draw on a Raspberry Pi. You compare that to a laptop, and you're probably, if you're recharging the battery, 18, 19 volts, and somewhere between 2 and 3 amps.
Okay. Wow.
On a laptop. So it was all power consumption.
You okay there, Daniel?
Yeah.
Did you spill your drink?
No, I put my phone here because my wife's texting me and it fell, and I was like, ah!
I don't want chicken grease getting all over that brand new black T-shirt.
Well, my wife and I are negotiating what she's bringing home for a snack tonight: nachos or wings. What should we get?
Chicken wings. Well, I tell you, chicken wings. I know,
Chicken
man.
wings,
We
of
all
course.
know you. It's chicken wings.
And for those of you that don't know, that bottle that Daniel had is just down the road from where Jason lives. Jack Daniels is made about an hour from you.
Yep. Hour and a half, maybe?
Yeah, hour and a half, somewhere around in there.
Yep.
It's a cool drive and a cool tour if you're ever in the area. Highly suggest it. And do the tasting because
it's a dry county.
One of the one of the original storehouses, they built a tasting room in there, and you get to taste all the stuff, some of the stuff that you can't buy on the shelf. So highly suggest it, especially if you're a bourbon connoisseur.
Even if you're not, it is a fantastic tour and history lesson.
Oh, absolutely.
And do it during the week. Don't go on the weekend.
Hey, Jason, so outside of ham radio, what do you do for fun? Any other hobbies outside of ham radio that's not even related to RF, maybe computers? What do you do?
I'm always tinkering with computers. That's been something that I have loved the vast majority of my life. So I'm always just playing with those. The day job, I'm a professional photographer. So
Shut
between
the front door.
yeah.
I had no idea.
So between the day job and YouTube and keeping up with all of the code, I don't have a lot of extra time for other hobbies.
And building antennas for everybody, making them, and
yeah. Well, I say YouTube. That's kind of all encompassing. So the videos, the code that I maintain, plus the antennas.
And is the Build-A-Pie, was that your creation or is that something that's all you?
Oh, interesting.
That's my creation. YouTube was almost an accident for me. I was doing a few things that I didn't see when I went to look for a tutorial video on how to do it. There was nothing out there.
Yeah.
So once I figured it out and I fought my way through it, looking at like 19 different websites with partial information on each of them, I put together a video. I think it was maybe a 3-part series, and just never stopped recording videos. The vast majority of them, especially early on, were nothing but tutorials. So tutorials on this, tutorials on maybe installing software, maybe how to use new software like JS8 Call when it came out. There was when that application first hit the streets, there was a new beta version that came out every 2 weeks. So me and a couple of other guys would sit there and play with it, figure out the new features, how they worked, and I would turn around and do a video on it.
So I do a lot of things by accident on YouTube.
So ignore my ignorance, but I just Googled Build-A-Pie and it showed me how to do pie charts. What is the Build-A-Pie project that you got?
So Build-A-Pie basically is a script that you can run on a Raspberry Pi. Once the script starts running, it asks you your call sign, and then you start putting check marks by which applications you want to install on the Pi. Okay. The thing about Linux, if you're not familiar with it at all, there can be 5 different ways to install an application. Maybe you've got a Debian file. Maybe you get it. Maybe you're going to build it from source. Maybe it's a flat pack. Build-A-Pie kind of erases all of that and allows you to just put a check mark beside it and hit install, and it installs.
Okay. So it's like an auto install for amateur radio use, right? Like anything.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
It allows Windows guys to play with Linux.
Are you saying us Windows guys are simple? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm a Windows guy. I'll say it. Yes.
Okay.
So
what is this?
This is a Pi.
Okay.
This is a Pi. So his
Build-A-Pie.
Right. It's simple. And yes, it is the most recent version because I ran it earlier today and it yelled at me.
See, here's the problem with Pi is that we had Pi Day the other day, right?
Yesterday.
And Steve was saying Happy Pi Day to us guys, and some people were saying 3.145, whatever it is. Some people like me, Fat Dan, was like Pi, and they got these Build-A-Pies, these like Pi computer things here. So it's very confusing. We got to come up with new original names, guys. Pi is used.
So much I want to say right now, and I can't. That's why I'm just gonna put a cigar in my mouth.
That's really cool.
So auto update. That's cool.
Yep. And then every time you like run through the update or the upgrade, like even from scratch, like from the first time you run it, every other time, it'll ask you before it does anything else. It'll ask you to confirm your call sign, in case it changed. Since the last time you did Build-A-Pie, but it's got rig control, hotspot generate. Like you could use this as a hotspot to control it locally. So you could do a tablet to this. Like,
wow, look at that.
You could.
I remember the dire wolf from your video about for the APRS Digipeater.
Have you added the Node Red stuff there? You need you got to add that stuff because I don't know. You got to go.
Kyle's got to be it now. Kyle's going to come on the show and yell at you. So
you got the entire FL Digi suite.
That's cool.
Wow, that's cool.
And then Pat Menu, which is a pretty cool companion that Jason built for controlling Pat WinLink, which is a WinLink email client, which is
so a quick story about Pat Menu. Pat Menu was originally designed just so people would stop opening the config file for Pat Winlink.
Oh, that was a pain.
So you were trying to make it dummy proof.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
I was going to say dummy proof.
And here's the thing. You have no idea how many times I have broken the Pat config file because literally one comma out of place in that file and the whole thing quits working.
Oh, goodness.
Yep.
No lie. So that was the birth of Pat Menu, was just to try to keep people from opening up the config file.
Nice.
So you got
you got
Menu,
Chirp in there.
Chirp,
Yes.
Chirp, hammers.
WSJTX, JS8 call.
Grid
You could do
tracker.
That's everything a ham would want to use.
And more.
This
And
is
along
like
with a little hail on the roof.
This is a ham toolbox right here. Seriously, this is incredible.
direct connection to Logbook of the World.
So seriously, this is powerful because somebody like me, like I wouldn't even know the first thing. Like you buy a Pi. Yeah. What do you do? Hook it up to USB and just like drag files over like a hard drive? Like really? That's no. You laugh. Dan, I see your eyes, but you know, like
I'm the same way, Molson. I'm the same way. I have no idea. Right?
You give me a laptop, a brand new laptop. I start it up. I choose English, and you know that's it. Like, you know, I can work Excel and Word, but I don't know what the hell this is. And so this here for me, it's just now I got to figure out how to turn the Pi on, and then I'm good to go. But like really,
add power to it.
You plug it in, it turns
plug
on.
it in. It does its thing.
Really,
But you have to load everything onto a card like that.
See there.
Wait. Is it that size, or
It's micro.
Little one. The mini.
This size?
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to show that's my 8 gig camera.
Well,
Some little things come in big package.
you got to get the USB adapter so you could write to the card.
So, Jason, do you have that Build-A-Pi? Is that out somewhere where someone can go and download that onto a drive and then put it onto their Raspberry Pi?
Absolutely. GitHub.com/KM4ACK.
And it looks like K5YVY beat me to the punch and put that in the chat. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
If you go over, it's called, the repository is called PyBuild. The application is called Build-A-Pi.
Okay.
But if you go into the PyBuild repository and scroll down, there's actually 3 different videos there. The first one on the list walks you through everything from writing the OS to the micro SD card all the way to getting started with Build-A-Pi. The second video, I'm doing this off memory, I believe, is what to install and why. And I think the third one's just an overview of Build-A-Pi.
So while you guys are discussing, I'm going to go add that GitHub link to the description of the video. So those that are on the podcast that can't see the chat and what we're putting in the chat, that link will be in the description of the video. So I will be right back.
So there were a couple questions that went through the chat. One of them was, there we go, Liberty Cave. Can you use Build-A-Pi on other platforms like Mint?
No.
It's strictly for the Pi.
Yeah, so when all of this started, I never gave another thought to another OS, even another version of Linux.
Really?
A lot of the things would probably install correctly because they're built from source. But you have to remember the Raspberry Pi runs an ARM processor. Pretty much everything else runs an x86 processor. And a lot of times Build-A-Pi is specifically calling for that ARM86 specific application.
So there's a lot of questions just like me. Not everybody has the answers. Spike Smith says, can you do the Pi to do logging stuff? And I believe the answer is yes. A lot of people are using a Pi for their logging applications, like hammers and stuff, right?
There's 3 different applications with Build-A-Pi. PyQso is one of them. CQR log is another one, and hammers is the third one.
Jason, do I have this correct? So again, like Molson, I know nothing about this, but I find it very interesting and very intriguing. I'm so happy you're here. Can you, whether you're home or out in the field, does it sound like you have all these options of what Beer Snack was just showing us, and then you can pick and choose what you want based upon what you want to do for either that hour or you want to go down a rabbit hole and start doing things with it. Is that a correct statement? It gives you the power to pick and choose what you want to do, right?
It does give you the power to pick and choose what you install,
which is keyword,
not what you're doing.
Okay,
right.
Keyword, what you install. Okay.
Right. So most guys, if they're just getting started, they're just going to go through and install everything. Then if you're going out, say for a POTA activation and you just want to use hammers, pull up hammers and use it.
Do you suggest not installing everything in the beginning, or do it slow? What do you recommend?
It totally depends on what you want to do. If you're just experimenting with it the first time, by all means, install everything. As you progress, and let's say you just want to build an APRS digipeater, don't install anything except the specific tools for the APRS digipeater.
What do you recommend for the new guy then, who just wants to, his first time playing in the first hour to 2 days with it? Is there something that you would recommend? Say, guys, play with this, whether it's ham radio related or not. Is there something that can be installed to start building your confidence level up?
I think he has a video on that.
The first thing I would do is what I would tell everybody to do is install WSJTX and get on FT8.
Okay.
That's where you're going to make the absolute most contacts in digital radio in the shortest amount of time.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Excellent.
So Joe are you still going to highlight some of the questions? Or?
Yeah, they're starts. If you want to start bringing some of the questions in, pop them in.
Yeah, I'm just starting. I'm not clicking. And listening to the rain.
I don't know where the stars are.
Hopefully you're not going to blow away.
I'm no wind.
Don't worry, Joe, Brett, don't worry. I got a bungee cord. We're going to wrap a bungee cord around your waist.
So Phil, go ahead.
So for those of you who are very experienced in Pi, excuse the amateur questions. I'm on the same page. Okay.
I've not used it either, so don't feel bad.
Spike Smith has two questions I think we can answer together. The first one he says is, do the things come blank and do you have to load stuff you want on it? How do you do that? And I think we alluded to it. And then he goes, so do you need to use a computer to build a Pi, or can you use a Pi to get the stuff you want? So big, quick picture. How does that work?
You're currently, you need to use another computer to flash the SD card that you're going to install into the Pi. When I say flash the SD card, you're basically loading the operating system onto that micro SD card. Once you do that, you can plug that into the Pi and boot the Pi up.
Perfect. It'll boot from the SD card, right?
Yes, it will boot from the micro SD card. They do not come with an operating system installed, but those are freely available.
Okay.
So you just have to download them.
Excellent.
And then once you have the operating system and you connect Wi-Fi or whatever it is, you're good to go. You don't need a computer anymore, right?
Correct. And again, that video on the GitHub site, that very first one, walks you through every bit of that step by step. Good. The best way to burn that or to flash that OS to the SD card, how to get it configured if you want to run it headless the first time. Every single piece of that's in that video.
So Dave Rollinson says, build a Pi is the best shack in a box setup I have seen. And I have to say, I've seen a lot of impressive videos of a Pi being used for that. Easy to use and does anything you could want. Jason has put a huge effort into this and it is appreciated. So that's the thing is, for me, I see a lot of videos about it, but I've never looked into it. And I have a Pi here. And it's just like, you think you have to do it yourself and know all the computer programming stuff. And then in reality, it seems very, very easy to do.
Oh, it is,
especially if there's a video. So I have a buddy.
So Dan can do it.
I have a buddy on Facebook that one of the amateur radio guys, his wife, she has at nighttime she'd get up and she'd go down the stairs. Sometimes she'd forget to turn the lights on and she fell down the stairs. And he built with a Pi a sensor system that would turn on stair lights that he put underneath. And it's just all automated. And it's just really cool. The possibilities are endless beyond even ham radio. So it's something that I want to get into. I have a relay board, have lots of ideas, but have no clue how to do it.
I even think the heart of the Mercury 3 is a Raspberry Pi.
Raspberry Pi and Arduino, I believe.
Wow. And then there's another amplifier that's a kit from Germany that I think is a Pi board in there. That's the processor for it. So the RS kit, it's the one that
RF kit.
Yeah, the RF kit. The RF
that's Arduino based.
I thought it was Pi.
Yeah, it's very similar.
This question doesn't make any sense to me, but FUP Labs, I don't even know if this is a question. Is this a question? I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. We can't see it.
He goes,
get it up.
He goes,
get it up.
I don't know. He goes, question for the Pi King. Is it an image or an app I install on a previously installed Raspbian?
Well, that question was answered in the chat, but go ahead.
Oh,
Jason.
Yeah, it is not an image. So you load the OS, then you put Build-A-Pi on top of it. Let me explain the difference for those that don't know. If you download an image for a Raspberry Pi or for any Linux distribution, you get everything that the developer of that image wanted installed for you. You get no choice over what's installed and what's not installed. Okay. Build-A-Pi is different in that it lets you pick and choose which applications you want to install. If you choose to install everything, it's going to take it roughly 4 hours to make that happen. The downside to that is we do run into things breaking from time to time because my code is going and looking for specific files or something like that on a website. If they move the page, well, it breaks my script. We do try to get that fixed as quick as possible, but it is going to break. I mean, that's the downside of doing it the way I do it.
Grid Tracker.
Is Grid Tracker broken?
Well, it was. I remember reporting that one to you.
Okay.
I found that link. I'm like, oh, that's not going there anymore. And now we got to figure this one out. And
Jason,
I think I sent that to you.
But this sounds like this is a wonderful opportunity for people like Shane, Molson, and myself who don't know anything about this stuff, but yet we want to experiment. That's why we came into the hobby. It's not going to break the bank. It's going to be fun. And
well, right now it might.
All right, be kind. Come on, just go with me. Just go with me.
To make sure those fours are $7,000.
But I think you guys know where I'm going with. This is a nice opportunity to the days of the old Heath kits and the other build, the Radio Shack building this, build that, and the other kits. It's for us here in this new century of play. You're not going to get hurt. You're not going to, unless you burn unless the place catches on fire, you're going to be all right. Just follow the steps and you're going to be all right. And you can build upon it. Literally start off small. Like you said, just choose something, get on there and play. And then it sounds like it could be very addicting and like, oh, I could use it for this. I could use it for that. Next thing you know, and this is fantastic, man. Thank you.
So here's the thing. Let's say you get it up and running and you completely wreck it by doing something goofy.
Okay.
Within about 5 hours, you can be back to where you started if you have to reload every single thing, including the operating system.
Good point.
And it's as easy as pulling out that SD card. There's no hard drive to remove, nothing like that.
Just pull out and go. Yeah.
Pull it out, reflash the OS, and then start Build-A-Pi again, and you'll be right back to where you started.
Yeah, they're about 104 for just the Pi here. The Raspberry 4 B 8 gigabytes, 104 now. I know a lot of people, they were like, oh yeah, they're like 40, 50 bucks like 2 years ago. And then now it's like
$185.
Yeah, a year and a half ago, you could pick up the top end Raspberry Pi for like $75.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Sounds like an 80 meter discussion.
So question, Jason, not to change, but we were talking about your antennas. Do you have like anything new that's in the works that you can, like a new antenna styles or creations that you're coming up with, or?
Not right now. I've got my hands full trying to keep up with the in-fed half waves.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
So if I decide to do anything else, it will require more 3D printers. And I don't have any more space for 3D printers.
the army of printing droids.
Oh, come on. The kitchen cabinet or the kitchen counter works great.
Yeah, there you go.
The wife
how many 3D printers do you have, Jay?
Oh, it's only 2 of them. There's only 2, but they do run literally 20 hours a day. The problem is with my day job, I told you guys I was a professional photographer. Well, I also do all of the printing and production for that in the same space with all my ham radio gear and the 3D.
Wow.
So I've got an entire wall that's nothing but printers of some description.
Wow.
Yeah.
Busy man.
So
that's pretty awesome.
We call that diversified income.
Well, if anybody in the chat has more questions about pies or any of the build a pie or any of that stuff, the man is here. Feel free to ask us.
Yeah, now's the time to ask, guys. This is the time. This is your opportunity.
Well, and something else I want to mention. If you do get started in this and you run into a snag or you just can't figure something out, go over to groups.io and search my call sign. You'll find the Build a Pie forum, and there is a huge following in there. Guys, if you've got something like the G90, I don't own a G90, so I probably can't help you troubleshoot why the PTT isn't working. But there's a good group over there that's always willing to help out.
So we have a question here. It says, is Jason standing up? He always seems like he's standing up on the screen. So we want to thank K5YVY Amateur Radio for that awesome.
Wow, that's a
awesome
nice guy.
question.
That's a nice guy. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Hey, so Jason's supposed to be he's supposed to be pretty famous. Shocking Greg says, I tried to talk to Jason on Huntville. I couldn't get through his entourage and security.
Hey, Greg.
All you have to do is come to the pavilion.
Hey, Greg, for another $10, I'll let you talk to him right now.
By the end of this stream, we'll be able to buy 5 more of those antenna kits.
No, you ask about me standing up. My entire office is a standing office. I converted 8-10 years ago. They say sitting is the new smoking. So I tried to get away from that.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, so at my office, that's what all of our desks. If you want to sit down for a few minutes, you can, but you just hit a button and ours will go up and you can raise everything up for it. The ergonomics people at work says that we should do 2 hours sitting, 2 hours standing, 2 hours sitting, 2 hours standing.
Meanwhile, you guys make us sit for 13 hours to fly across the country to.
Here we go. Molson rant. One in the chat. Molson rant.
We don't fly over to Europe.
There's way too much these days to rant about, Izzo. Like, way too much.
True.
Don't even ask.
I think our longest flight is 5 hours, and that's going to Hawaii.
So, Jason, I've got one for you. Being a professional photographer, do you have your drone license?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, if you need drone services, let me know.
I was going to say, there's 2 of us here that'll be more than happy.
Hey, Tom's got an excellent question here, guys.
Is Jason still using the Raspberry Pi tablet that you got?
So I got 2 tablets almost at the same time. One of them was the Raspad, and I am not using it anymore. I was not a huge fan of that one. There's another one, and I never can remember the name of it, EIV or something weird like that I did a video on. I am still using that in conjunction with the 705.
Very cool.
Okay. You like your 705?
I love the 705.
Good. Welcome to the
Everyone that owns one seems to have that same
Joe Brett.
Joe Brett. In the most recent video, he was talking about a 705. He was talking about that he was connecting his Pat Winlink through Vera to his 705.
Yep.
And he goes, I don't know any other radio, just the 705.
No, it's always a tough choice between the 705 and the 891. Those are my 2 favorite radios to take out.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. James, Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Important question, Jason. You're a busy man. When do you find the time for the most important thing in life, POTA?
Good question. So I talked my wife into buying an RV last summer.
Oh,
nice.
Look at that.
Well, I needed a place out of the, in case it started raining that I could still POTA.
There you go.
There's 1,000 good reasons to buy an RV. Think about
it. And all those parks to activate.
Yeah, if you go look at my POTA log, there's not a lot of them. I do get out every chance I can, but that's not very often.
You got admit it. You guys sleep on the polo, and the bedroom was now your print shop. right?
Converted the back of the RV to a mobile print shop.
So real quick, Daniel, you were talking about how you're not really familiar with Linux and stuff. Jason also has a newsletter that comes out weekly, and in there he's got this little bits and bytes section that teaches you little commands on how to use stuff in your Pi. So today was CP-R, which
Good
is
memory.
recursive. Yeah, that's because I was using it all week.
And he probably has a pull up in front of him.
Actually, no, I don't. But it's the copy command and a recursive, so it would copy everything from that directory and its subdirectories to wherever you were putting it. But he gives you what the command is, and he gives you an explanation of what it is and why you would use it.
Nice.
You guys laugh, but I remember a couple months ago I was upgrading a program at work, like a CAD program.
I remember this.
And I was like, Steve, Beer Snack, I need your help. What laptop do I buy?
Which one has a CD in it?
Yeah.
And we literally had
tech support. How can I help you?
No, we literally had a video conference call where I shared the screen about the specs of the software. And then we were shopping on PC Canada or whatever website, Best Buy or whatever.
Best Buy Canada.
Trying to find the best, like I can run a mean program. That's not a problem. Don't ask me which computer will run the mean program. That's a whole nother story, right? So you guys laugh at me, but I'm so computer, like I can run a Mac because you can't do anything on a Mac. You start it up and you start the program, you run the program. You can't program it. You can't add memory. You can't do any of that stuff. A PC, forget it.
But you run these massive cutting laser print
how do you
machines.
do that?
They're pre-programmed for him.
No.
Can you run them on a Pi? Molson, can you run those on a Pi now?
You could. You probably could, yeah. It'd probably be better than what's on there now. But like I said,
if a Molson can do it, a Pi can do it.
Like I said, I can run the programs, no problem, right? I can do the CADs and all that and program the G code for the CNCs, but don't ask me to diagnose a problem. Today, that little live feed in Windows, it pops up. It's got the weather and all that stuff. It's the feed bar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it froze on my computer. And there's a guy in my office like, oh, shit, why isn't it going away? So I'm like, oh, yeah, task manager, find the force quit. And I force quit the feed. And that was my victory for the day with computers. Like that was literally
celebrate the wins, my friend. Celebrate the wins.
Usually mine is a 3-finger salute. We'll start all over.
And Jason, I remember you saying you couldn't stay the entire time. So anytime you need to bow out, just give us a hand signal and we'll say salute. So
right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Thanks for coming in tonight.
For a few more minutes.
Yeah.
I have three questions.
Okay.
What do you have for the future for Build-A-Pi?
Trying to keep up with all of it. Lately, there has been a ton of stuff coming out. We got the 64-bit of Pi OS. So that broke several things. I think with the last release, we got it worked out. Then Vara just came out. I'm already working on Pat Menu to incorporate Vara into Pat Menu. So you'll be able to start it just like you can RDOP currently. I don't know what else might be coming. So
with regards to Vara, is it being emulated on the Pi, like through Wine, or is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Wine and Box 86.
Okay.
Because we got to not only move it from Windows to Linux under emulation, but we've also got to make that run on an ARM processor.
Okay. Next up on KM4ACK YouTube, advanced QSO optimization algorithms on a Raspberry Pi neural net with AI. Thank you, Dennis.
That just went right over my head. I'm like, wow, Dennis.
Well, and then we're going to figure out how to link it into Dennis's reflector.
Yeah,
so there's a
go.
D-star.
So before we were talking about Jason leaving, but before we go, I have somebody in the comments who said a couple times, he said he votes yes, and you all know what that means.
We have to make a motion.
I make a motion that we bring in KM4ACK into the Ham Radio Clubhouse as an honorary member.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, then.
Aye.
We will send you a bill for the dues.
Jason, are you ready for the rapid? Jason, are you ready for rapid question rounds?
Rapid question round. Well, wait a minute. Beer Snack said he had 3 questions and he only got to 1. Is he that bad of a counter?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Or he forgot the other 2 questions already.
Well,
Yes,
when I
it's like-
say
yes, it's
3,
shoes
all
on.
right, 0, 1, 2, okay? The one band or the one question that Don likes to ask that everybody has to answer is, what's your favorite band?
40 meters.
Okay.
And what's your other favorite band?
What's your other favorite band?
Wait a minute. You can't have 2 favorites.
Yes,
You can only have one favorite band.
You can have 40 meters in Metallica.
exactly. You tell us, man. It could be Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. It could be AC/DC, Kiss. You tell us, man. What's your favorite band?
You're talking about musical band?
Music. There you go.
Yeah.
This is,
What do you
this is
listen to?
rapid fire, so it's usually not ham related.
Yeah. What do you listen to?
I listen to more country music than anything.
There you go.
Older country, current country.
Oh no current country to speak of. That's not country music.
So you
It's
like the
not
Merle
country
Haggard?
music. Anything
I'm thinking-
after 2005 is not country music.
No,
I
absolutely
agree
not.
with that.
Yep. Oh yeah, George Jones, Merle Haggard. Yeah.
I have a
Middle Tennessee boy.
playlist on my Spotify that's called "The Best Damn Country Ever," and there's not a song on it that's newer than 2002.
Really?
Everything goes backwards from there.
Jason, do you have the hat and the boots and the belt buckle?
No.
You got the voice. You don't have it all.
He's got the voice because he's in that area. Yeah.
Jason, what's your favorite snack?
That's a random question.
It's
for
called
ham
rapid
radio.
fire.
Rapid fire, man. All right,
Beef
chocolate.
jerky.
Beef
Beef jerky.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. What kind of beef jerky? What
don't-
flavor? What flavor?
Venison.
Cooked.
Nice.
Do you buy it? Do you buy it locally from a guy in the area, or
Buy my venison.
no? Your jerky. Like is there a guy you know in the area and say, hey, I'll take a pound of it
Well,
when you?
there are venison people that sell venison.
Yeah, there is.
But yes, I'm sure.
No,
I'm sure
I'm
he goes
going
out with a
to-
pew pew and takes them himself.
we all
Yeah,
know
I'm going to harvest it, process it,
that was going to be my next.
and
That
make
was-
my own
It's
and make my
homemade.
own jerky.
Oh,
Homemade.
hey, we got
Homemade.
Roll your own.
chicken, steak, or fish.
Steak,
How do you like your steak?
rare.
Beer or whiskey?
Blue rare or like rare? Like which one?
Beer or whiskey would depend on if it's summer or winter.
Oh no, you can drink whiskey in the summertime.
I
By
didn't
the
say you
pool, I
couldn't.
do it all the time.
I didn't say you couldn't.
There's video proof of it. Oh wait, that was tequila. Never mind.
What else? What else do you? Serious question. What else do you do with the venison? Do you do sausage? Do you do? What else do you do with it?
We'll process everything from it. The back straps we'll process for breakfast. The tenderloin we'll keep out. We'll make some steaks, roast, and everything else is ground.
Is there so year round? Is there something always in the freezer?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. We seriously, we do our own processing because I want to know that is done properly, and I don't want any waste out of it. We even maintain the bones, the leg bones, so that we can make our own bone broth. Then we turn around.
Really nice. I never heard of that.
Then
That sounds
we
very interesting.
We turn around and pressure can that, so we've got that over the year as well.
Nice.
Well, if you ever have any extra venison breakfast sausage, I'm good on cures.
Yeah, as well as
or just meet me at the
as well as the
Nashville
jerky.
airport.
as well as the jerky. I've had it a few times, and it's incredible. I absolutely love it. It's just hard to get somebody locally here to me.
Is it scary that the first thing that I thought when he said that he keeps the bones in my mind, I said to make chairs? Like that.
That's I thought you were going to say tent steaks.
When
but
the
okay.
3D, when the 3D, Molson, when the 3D. I was just going to say when the 3D printers break down, those are the winders.
There you go.
Hey,
It'll be whittled
Nothing
out.
wrong
There
with
might be a
that.
little delay in stock on that, so just give
But
me a forewarning.
I gotta go back, Jason. You said rare. Do you mean blue or like? Because like there's different levels of rare, right? Like is it blue you like, or is because that's a little.
We're talking about steak.
Yeah, we got to go back to that. You can't just say you like rare and not describe it, because a lot of people say just rare, but they don't. There's multiple levels to that.
Slightly not mooing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very slightly.
Yeah, very slightly not moving.
Like 30 seconds aside?
Drop it on the grill, slide it across, flip it over, slide it back.
So,
put it on the
so
plate.
you like a
little S&P, all right?
That's
3 minutes
stuff.
on one side, 3 minutes on the other. Then you're done.
Yeah. If it gets warm in the center, we've got an issue.
It's overcooked.
By the way, we have Life at Terminal Velocity in here, and he uses your I'm sure you know, but he jumps from airplanes and uses your NFED half wave to call CQ there. So
he does
that's
a great
awesome.
job at it. He does a great job with it.
Spike Smith says, use bear grease to cook your venison. Thank me later.
Okay. As soon as I can figure out where to acquire bear grease.
I mean, there are black bear in Tennessee, so.
Bow hunt or gun season? All the seasons.
There you go.
All right.
And
Yeah, my grandparents stayed married because of the 2 seasons. Fishing season and hunting season.
Jason, are you going to Xenia?
No.
Known as Dayton.
Not that I'm. Wait a minute. Is that
May.
Dayton.
In May. Dayton. Yeah.
Dayton? Yes, I'm
May.
going to try to go. Let me say that. The day job may have other plans, but I'm going to try to go.
Excellent.
Let us know who wins that race.
You heard that too, huh?
Yeah,
I thought
exactly.
it was me for a minute. I'm like, oh crap. That's
Yeah,
the only
right.
that happens at my house.
I know. I'm looking around like, where the hell? Where's that coming from? I'm inside the tent. I'm inside the ice hut, the hut right now.
All right. No, I have my last. My questions are done. Don, are you done with your questions?
Let me tell you something. He answered everything and more, man. I am so happy you came on tonight. So happy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me this
Yeah,
evening.
absolutely. Thanks for
You are
thanks for
welcome
coming
back.
out.
You are welcome back anytime, brother. Anytime.
And we will be building and adding your antenna to one of the second giveaway, by the way. So our second system, the second radio station we give away is going to have one of your antennas in it. So
Awesome.
Yes.
Steve's gonna solder that up for us and include that in the for the winner. But that's all I'm telling you about the second pack. So
Yes. Everything else is shh. Vern 6. Thank you, brother Vern. As always. Thank you, brother.
Yep.
Thank you, Jordan. Jason, you have a regular website where everybody could get information on this? I know you mentioned the GitHub. You mentioned we talked about the shop. Do you have a straight website that we can link in here? People can go to?
GitHub, the web store, and then the groups.io is the 3 best places.
Okay.
So Vern asked
please-
Jason if you're going to Huntsville.
Yes. The only year I have missed Huntsville since I was a licensed ham was the year of they canceled because of COVID. That is practically in my backyard. So I have to go to that one.
And then I interrupted you, so please continue.
Must not have been important because I can't remember what it was.
Best places to reach you would be the website, the shop, and Groups.io, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those would be the best places.
All right.
And we've got links to all of Jason's stuff here in the description for those on the podcast. The GitHub, the store, all that stuff. I'll put the groups.io in there. And we'll get it taken care of. And if you got any questions, hopefully I will be reaching out to you with my problems with a Raspberry Pi here soon.
Well, I'd also like to mention that there's more in that store than just the antenna kits.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a dipole center, right? That's currently out of stock.
No, that one's in stock.
Oh, it is?
That one's in stock. Yeah.
Wasn't there stickers and other things? I remember seeing.
Yeah, there's stickers, there's morale
yeah.
patches, there's custom gear. You can have your call sign put on a lot of the gear. There's even license plates for your car.
It truly is a one-stop shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
And every purchase helps me spend more time with Build-A-Pie
There you
and
go.
the videos.
There you go,
And the
guys.
videos.
If nothing else, there you go.
Nice.
That's pretty awesome. That's such an informative time having you here, especially for me with the Build-A-Pie. But I have to tell you guys, you laugh at me, but in high school I was in the computer club. Just to tell you that.
AV.
I wouldn't announce that.
Dude, we had like the first gen. Our school was like the first gen apples. Like that's what we had. And it was, like,
Oh yeah.
spectacular. It was amazing.
You weren't part of the AV. You weren't part of the AV group who wheeled in the projector or the overhead projector.
The acetate
or,
machine there, the acid. Remember, used to print on those clear plastics there.
Yeah.
Those were the bomb. Those things were the best.
The overhead, the projector.
The overhead projector. Remember
Sit there
that?
right on,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's anyways, pretty cool stuff. I'm gonna have to get myself a 4 because somebody gave me a 1. And I was like, yes, I have a Pi. And then I was like talking with the buddies, like, which one do you have? I'm like, I don't know. And I showed it to him. He's like, oh, you have the 1. That's shit.
Time to upgrade.
He's like, no wonder why you gave it to you for free. I'm like,
Hey, guys, I am going to have to bow out of here.
Jason,
Hey, thanks
thank
for
you very
coming on,
much, man. It's a
A
pleasure.
thousand thank yous, man.
Yep.
And-
Thank you
and
guys for having me
seriously,
this evening.
Open invitation, brother. Open invitation.
Greatly
7-3.
appreciated.
Be
And
safe
it's cool
and
to
have
be
fun.
it's cool to be an honorary member.
yeah.
Oh, guess man, it's better than American Express. I'm telling you, the rewards are incredible.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll definitely look into the rewards program.
Yeah, I think it starts with a sticker pack. I think, right?
How many? Wait a minute. How many pages of fine print are in your rewards program?
Oh,
Fine
we
print.
don't-
Are there any blackout days?
Wait a minute. We don't do grammar. We don't do math on this show, and we don't talk
Fine
about
print.
the
How
small
good's your
print.
eyesight?
Yeah. All I'm going to tell you is your mileage may vary. That's all we're going to tell you.
Hey guys, thanks again. 7-3.
Thanks, Jason.
I'll have